Hello to all my American Horror Story historians. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a new review for American Horror Stories. Yes, we are talking about Season 2, Episode 6. Yeah, we're diving into Facelift. A quick note before we get into this video, I am a bit sick, so if I sound different, if my voice is a little deeper, if I'm giving you that trade voice, yeah, it's just because I'm sick. I'm going to be back to my girly femme self in a couple weeks, but oh my goodness, I don't know if it was the bit of the cold I have going on, or this episode was just a bit too boring, but I found myself struggling with this one. We have Miss Judith Light. I am all for that. We have a Death Becomes Her, The Hunt. I don't know what kind of homages we were doing, but we had a solid story. But that middle section was so boring. I know a lot of people did not like the end of it. The end's not my favorite, but at least something happened when we got to the hunt aspect of this. When we got that pig face reveal, I was into that. I was actually intrigued. But the vague demonic haunting at the house, the talks between the stepdaughter or the daughter and the mom, I was just like, what is this episode? Like, why do we care about this? I was, again, intrigued by little moments, like when they went to go do the surgery and they were doing their, like, ooh-day, like, chant, and I said, oh, first off, I would have got up out there. I don't care if that anesthesia was hitting. Y'all not chanting over me during surgery. Yeah, no, I liked little elements of this, but the whole piece just felt a bit lacking. It's kind of the theme for these episodes after... I almost said after Dollhouse, but I liked Aura, and Milkmaids was gross, but at least it had some kind of shock moment to it. This episode had a shock element at the end with the pig reveal, but it just wasn't as, oh my god, as I was expecting. I don't know if I didn't really love the effects either. I don't know, this whole episode was just an okay experience. But it did inspire me to announce that I will be diving into Nip Tuck after American Horror Story. We have American Horror Stories, and then we have the actual proper season coming up. Once all of that is wrapped up, I will be diving into seasons of Nip Tuck. I'm a big fan of this, and that was definitely a big inspiration here. I felt like Death Becomes Her was a very big vibe here with the anti-aging. The Dr. Pearl gave me like that Isabella Rossellini vibe from Death Becomes Her.
Now a warning. Now a warning?
By the way, if you've never seen that movie starring Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, Bruce Willis, oh my goodness, a absolute classic. I like that anti-aging thing. I think that's something very popular in our world right now. I am pretty pro plastic surgery, but you know, there was a topic in here. It does have to come from inside. Like, you have to look at plastic surgery, for me in my eyes, as something to just spruce things up, to, like, smooth out the edges, to maybe correct something you've never always loved. But you have to love yourself. You end up in situations like this where you're going into plastic surgery addiction. You're going into not safe plastic surgery situations because you're so desperate, because you want to fix something that is inside, not external. So I like the messages of this, but then by the time the girl joined the cult and was in her college and saw that boy, I was just like, did we lose what was this? Like, it felt like two different episodes into one because we were trying to say too much in this one. Stick with the message of beauty, aging, and going into shady plastic surgery offices, and then maybe I would have fully got into this, but this was a bit too messy for me. So the episode begins, and we have Miss Judith Light in this. Oh my goodness, she's an absolute legend and really classed up this episode. If there was any other lead actress in this, I don't know if I would have loved it as much. Maybe Jessica Lange could have really added her ooh-ah sensation to this, but I do think Judith Light was pretty great in this. So as the episode begins, we're seeing her dealing with her aging. She's lost her husband. She's pining for this okay looking man across the street. Like, she really was looking at him, and I'm like, girl, you with your money, or your idea of money, because it seemed like she was pretty broke when it came to actually using the money, you could have found a little cute 30-year-old boy to have fun with, but find like the boring white dude across the street who was with that other woman. So yes, she's just pining for her beauty. She feels like she's lost it. She's been in the Beverly Hills area, in the California area for a while, and it just hasn't really worked out for her, especially now that she's aging, because especially in that state, in that industry, in that world that you're in, beauty is such a big thing. Her stepdaughter is just like, girl, what are you doing? Just live your life. Come on. You're focusing on things you should not be focusing on. But in a strange little sad moment where she's trying to flirt with her man and finds out he has a new nip-tucked, like, new lover, yeah, she says, I need to go plastic surgery. That interaction with her and that one girl where she was just like, you cut the bullshit. No, you cut the bullshit. I was just like, oh, the older ladies are throwing shade. We like to see that. So she gives her a recommendation, and Virginia goes to a new doctor. This doctor named Dr. Pearl has this, her Bob. Oh my God, that little Bob. Like, what's your name, B.O.B., so you calling me Bob?
What's your name, B.O.B., so they calling you Bob?
I loved her look. I loved this doctor character. She kept me going through the whole thing. She gives her a consultation and just letting her know what's up. This is not plastic surgery. This is just this. Look at my weird pig painting on the wall. That's not foreshadowing for anything. Yeah, she kind of lures her into this, letting her know what is the actual tea. This is what we're going to be getting into. She did not tell her she was going to turn her into a pig woman, but that is something else. So some time passes by. She tries to work out the finances, and she goes to get the surgery. The surgery is pretty brutal. That aftermath where she's bandaged up, they really had Miss Judith Light in all of them bandages. But yeah, her hands, her face, she is not feeling great. She's also having some weird episodes while she's in the house where I don't know if she thought it was the pain meds, but whatever was happening was really affecting her. I could, honestly, once they started doing stuff to my hands and I was wrapped up the way I was, I would have been gone. And, she's fighting with her stepdaughter. Her stepdaughter's really trying. Really wants to help, and she's just not into, Virginia is just not reading it. She wants to just feel the beauty. So Miss Dr. Pearl decides to send her to a lodge to recover, and the stepdaughter Faye decides to follow, and that leads to the epic finale of this episode where it gets pretty intense, and I did not expect the route it was going. I knew the reveal was going to be a reveal, but the hunting stuff, that surprised me. So at the lodge where Virginia's supposed to be recovering, Faye tries to sneak up in there and gets kidnapped. They chloroform her, which is my biggest fear. Talk about irrational fears. If someone comes up and puts their hand over my mouth, bitch, I'm thinking I'm getting chloroformed and I'm freaking out. So that was a little bit triggering. So let's just skip to the end. Virginia's at this party. They're going to reveal her new face. I would have been uncomfortable when I'm like, y'all gonna peel this off in front of all these beautiful people? No. Because you still would have been a little puffy, a little scarred. I would have done that in my own vibe and then put some makeup on so I could have looked great. But no, they reveal her and she is a pig woman. They're doing this weird thing to a god. I forgot it was the god of the sun and the butterflies. And, it's an interesting concept. This cult wants to use her as their, annual sacrifice where they have to hunt the pig woman. Basically, they hunt something ugly so they can stay beautiful. I like the idea of this. I wish we could have fleshed out the cult aspect of this a bit more. I know it's supposed to be a reveal and a surprise. Every episode this season has had a crazy twist. And I'm like, no, give me the cult a little earlier so I could have been more invested with this finale. But they end up trying to hunt her. They do hunt her. Miss Virginia ends up dying, which I don't know if I would have went into freedom. I would have just stood in that middle of that forest and been like, honestly, just kill me. I'm a pig person. What, girl, brie, oink, oink. I need to go. And yeah, they end up killing her. Faye finds out that she is her OG mother, her birth mother is part of this cult. She's an original member, so she gets that butterfly tattoo that all of them have. I do like the butterfly tattoo thing. I think that is an urban legend or based on something. I saw people talking about a butterfly society or something like that. Very interesting. I like those little elements. But then Faye gets the tattoo, goes to school, sees a boy with a tattoo, and I'm like, girl, what is this ending? It really should have ended with the Virginia stuff, but they really tried to make the stepdaughter character a bit more important. That's where this got messy. That's where it wasn't as tight of an episode as it should have been. Focus on the cult more. Give me more of Virginia, so I could have had that, her dying, her getting caught. Could have been a bigger moment, but they tried to backdoor this face stuff in. And I'm like, no, nobody cares about that. I will guarantee you. All right, everyone, that is it for my breakdown of this latest episode of American Horror Stories. Season 2 is a big improvement over Season 1, but it's starting to lose its steam. We have Miss Alicia Silverstone in that season finale, but we have one more before that. I think we have Necro and then Lake. I hope Necro is a bit of an improvement, and I hope Lake is great. I like these episodes. I'm not hating any of them. Other than that Bella Thorne episode, I will never forgive y'all for making me watch that woman act again. I will bring that up every episode. That episode was frustrating. But yeah, overall, I'm liking this season. It just needs a bit of a more oomph. I hope these last 2 episodes can wrap things up as we enter proper American Horror Story season. I know there's been set videos you want me to talk about. Zachary Quinto, Russell Tovey, all of these people are going to be in this season. But we're not going to talk about that yet until we get an official cast confirmation. So for now, what did you think of Facelift? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. All right, everyone, let's talk about this episode, facelifts, and let's talk about my little tease of seeing Nip Tuck down below.